stolen work truck is what we're hearing. And what they're saying is that this was unreported, which basically just means that this was very, very fresh stolen, possibly within the last couple of hours or today, just wasn't entered into the system. So if how they were able to identify this, find this vehicle, not unclear at this point.
All right.
But it looks to be a
all right.
truck here going to go underneath the 71 freeway. Stand by as we come
Where are we?
Ontario.
Ontario. 71 freeway. Stolen work truck. Stolen Dodge Charger, as a matter of fact. I can't believe it. Way out here in Ontario by the 71 freeway. It's been a minute since we've been this far out. But we have ourselves a pursuit here, people. Reach back a little bit. Little boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go chasing here. Ramona Avenue, Chino Hills Parkway in the city of Ontario. Big XL white Dodge Charger. What's up, everyone? Welcome back. Welcome in. Let's go. Let's go indeed. Shout out to everyone that's resubscribing in the chat. Good to have you back. Desmond Shaw in the air for KCal. Got ourselves a quality news chopper in the air. Sorry, Eliana. Don't have to worry about connection dropping or shitty pixels.
They likely either witnessed this or somebody witnessed it quick enough to get La Habra police behind it. Now,
La Habra police. We're a little bit of a distance from Downey.
Out here in this Chino Hills, San Bernardino area.
Kind of headed the right way.
Briefly, they do have their helicopter overhead. We've got Angel, which is Anaheim police helicopter.
GC Conway asks, what happens if I subscribe? Well,
no details at all.
You won't be subject to the ads that are surely going to drop in right when the chase gets good. And you support the channel, so thank you in advance. Birdsintheair.com. 17 months. 18. Oh, Steve Miller, 17 months. That's a long time to be subscribed, but you're appreciated. All right, let's go. We got CHP as well as, I think, LASD in the air. La Habra PD on the ground in pursuit. No tracking mode tonight. Stolen work Dodge Charger is the want here.
Not an easy vehicle to hide.
This is, yeah, that's a good point. This is not a vehicle that you can just Paul Walker challenge in the middle of the street in surveillance mode.
Heaviness of the truck, if they pit it, it can flip and all kinds of other issues.
And also talking about your speed too, Mike. It seems like
Sleepy Mermaid, Pizza Punk, Dylan B, Genghis Juan. That's a good name. Whoever's screen name is Genghis Juan.
You know, we've been tracking it at least, I want to say,
nice screen name.
So
we're kind of chilling right now, but it is a 3-star pursuit since we are actively engaged. Still in the Ontario area. Ellipticus, Central Avenue. Eucalyptus in Central Avenue.
And then into Chino Hills, and now we're in Chino. So he is covering,
we are in the land of the Ball family. We have reached Chino Hills.
Des talks about it all the time. The pursuit package on the tinted windows there.
Kind of just abiding by standard traffic laws right now. All 4 tires appear to be intact. No spike strips just yet, nor has there been any sort of torque on the tires, it appears. The chase was going on for about 20 minutes as helicopters took a little while to get there because it's so far east.
Let's go back upstairs to Desmond Shaw in SkyCal for an update now.
Remember, the helicopters have to go they have to travel all the way from the valley. Van Nuys is where they usually launch from. So when a chase is in Orange County or Ontario or San Bernardino, it's going to take them 20 minutes to get there. He does have a ladder to escape with. Somebody's been watching Only Murders in the Building. You know what? If you get a ladder, you can get into any building you need to.
Temperament there, a watch commander, whoever is in charge over there, is going to have as kind of stop behind this.
Yeah, the back tire did look like one of those Amazon Prime trucks, doesn't it? You guys ever notice that, by the way, the Amazon Prime trucks? Tiny little tires, big ass trucks with a lot of cargo inside of it.
Again, it would be possible, but there's only a couple of units that are in pursuit, I believe.
Oh wow, 1, 2, 3. Three cruisers. That's not that bad.
On this one right here, and then the 2 airships overhead. Kind of surprising that they haven't tried to hand this off at any point. And they probably could have handed it off to CHP because Carbon Canyon is a numbered highway that I believe would be CHP jurisdiction. So they just seem like they really want to stick with this one. And not sure what that is sticking out of it.
I can't tell you the last time they wanted to stick with a chase. They just go into tracking mode and these people get away every time. They just had the zero bail policy go into effect here in Los Angeles as well.
Sticking out of the side of that work truck.
See how that works.
Here, paralleling the 60 freeway on Edison Avenue, it covered a lot of ground. You know, this is a truck that's not going to get very good gas mileage either, so you really wonder how much gas this vehicle has and how much longer they can continue, especially now with these insane gas prices that we've had. It's, you know, not uncommon for people to
some parts of LA, gas is up to like $7 right now.
So
crazy.
Definitely worth wondering. Obviously, we don't know that, but this is definitely
still. This is not a Dodge Charger that you are going to be pitting. That's for sure. Just simply too heavy, too much construction equipment in the back. Maybe they could drive through the back left quarter panel on a turn like that. They can lock in the cage and just like pick them up and drive him into the curb or something. But there's going to be no just spinning it. That's for sure.
They are in communication with each other to talk about what is their next
Costly fill up. Yeah, everything here in LA is expensive. Gas, registration, insurance. That's why I don't have a car. I take the fucking bus. New Yorker, I take public transportation. The best part is no one in LA takes the bus or the train. It's always empty. It's like my own Uber.
Police department. It started with a stolen truck. We believe this is a Cisco truck, and it was stolen. And now they are after this person, but we don't know how many people are inside this truck. Is the person
kind of get the DJ Ryerson, our man in the chat, giving out subs once again. He gives out more subs to this community than I think anyone not named TXT. W's in the chat for DJ as he once again is picking up you guys.
And now we're making a southbound turn here on
5 less complainers when the ads drop.
This company Cisco, it's not the Cisco that does the.
Do I ever take the blue line? Is that the Expo?
I believe that company is
I take the Expo is the best line to take in LA because it goes from Santa Monica all the way to downtown, and it's so much faster than driving.
This doesn't, I mean, I remember working at my first ever job at Bowling Alley Snack Bar, and we always had the big Cisco truck that delivered all the onion rings and the chicken strips and all that kind of stuff. So, not sure what other businesses Cisco is involved in, but here again, we can see that logo.
Are we talking about Cisco, the food company, or Cisco, the telephone company?
Utility truck, like a work truck. So maybe it might be lots of tools and stuff in the back here.
No, I'd say we're about 20 minutes east of Downey at the moment, and as we continue to just do circles around Eucalyptus Avenue here in Ontario, we are not headed towards Downey, but all roads lead to Downey, for sure.
You've got a logo on both sides of the door.
How's the fur missile doing? She's doing all right. I'm going to go see her in a couple of weeks.
So speed's picking up a little bit though here, 53 miles an hour. Fortunately, well past rush hour.
What do I do about dating without a car? I take Ubers.
Not much in the way of traffic out here. Let's see what La Habra PD's there.
That was a green light at least. Oh, does this look like a pit? He's lining up like he's going for the back left quarter panel. Any sort of left turn here. When they pull up like that, they're doing two things. Yes, they're lining up to potentially pit, but they're also looking ahead down the road to make sure there are no, let's say, pedestrians or innocent people parked at a red light, cars on the side of the road, people crossing in a crosswalk on the sidewalk. They have a lot to check off before they can actually pit. Now, if the chase turns 4 or 5 stars and recklessly drive, they'll pit and just say, we had to do it to preserve life.
Since we've been following this chase, we want to head back over to Mike. Mike, does it seem like
the intersection,
moving at a slow rate of speed until now?
Yeah, and it's interesting, Chauncey. I was watching kind of some of the helicopter radar data as they were coming through Carbon Canyon there, and I noted to Desmond actually how slow it looked like they were going, and now it all makes sense. This is a very high-profile and busy vehicle, and Des, you were talking about Cisco, and that logo does match the Cisco that does the wholesale restaurant food delivery. So I'm sure that's what this is, and I'm curious. I wonder if this is maybe a maintenance truck. Maybe this truck comes to deal with broken down Cisco semis. Maybe that's that kind of.
Does LA Public Transit go through Downey? Yeah, LA Public Transit on the east side of Los Angeles. Yeah, where is this dirt getting kicked up from on this? Are we on a service road?
It might just be some dirt on the roadway.
No, that looks like a service road.
Now it looks like the road is paved. It's as I widen out, it looks like this is probably.
East side of Los Angeles has much better transportation than the west side of Los Angeles does.
Fences there and some big dirt lots. Chino, this area, Chino, Ontario, South Ontario, lots of farms, lots of wide open fields, lots of new housing divisions. That's kind of always been what we've seen over the last couple of decades in this area. So
Someone said, between this and a golf cart, lots of merch options.
I believe it does. We are paralleling the 60 freeway, though we are pretty
I know
well
the
south
60.
of that.
Is this a dead end?
What
are we doing?
Yeah, widening out here, and you can see it does look
Is that an
like
on-ramp?
big housing subdivisions that are being built out here. So, yeah, but it's pretty dark out in this area, I can tell you that.
Hi, Desmond. You're watching KCAL News at 9, and joining Desmond Shaw.
We're live on Legacy Network KCAL. 9 o'clock news here in Los Angeles, going live with the chase.
Show open and welcome our viewers.
New set of viewership here.
A high-speed
Those of you in the LA area, if you still have traditional cable, I don't know why you would in today's age, but if you do, it's on TV.
And we have La Habra Police.
Purple Garza,
behind.
appreciate you,
Not sure if
subbing
CHP
tier
is
1.
involved as well. No,
You are a
this one, I
locust,
guess, just
now
La
and
Habra
forever.
Police. And Desmond, I don't know. Looking at this,
Night Sun's
I
blasting
keep
him right
thinking
now.
that
What do you
this
mean?
officer
There's a little mini
could
Night Sun out of the driver's side window of the
likely
position
because of the
1
size of this truck, but one never knows, do they?
cruiser.
Well, no, it's a good point, Pat. It's really kind of hard to say. The way that they were coming up, almost like they wanted to, and then if the watch commander said not to do that, or if they were just trying to get up close to see if they could, I don't know, maybe get a look at the driver or something like that. I mean, if they were wanting to do that and they were authorized to do that, now probably would be the time, because there's like no other traffic on this road. There's no parked cars. You can see there's just kind of like big dirt shoulders here on the side of this road. Where you can widen out and show you the area we're talking about. Awfully dark, looks to be most likely future subdivisions here on the edge of Ontario.
Feels like a pit's coming right now, doesn't it?
They're pretty close behind this guy, but no pit maneuver attempt yet. And still kind of these lower, this is probably the fastest we've seen, between 45, 55 miles an hour. They took a long time to come through Carbon Canyon, though, coming out of the city of Brea, probably only at about 30 miles an hour. So at least not a high-speed pursuit, no serious danger to the public yet at this point, but regardless.
ADB 227, welcome in.
Obviously, this
Appreciate
is
you
somebody's
subscribing.
work truck. Mike Rogers over at the desk. It was
Nation.
reported stolen at some point.
Stand up.
Do we know when police figured out, hey, this is the truck we're looking for?
Well, so that's what we're sorting out right now. So CHP has been aware of this because they have a helicopter overhead. They have Anaheim PD's helicopter.
Somebody asked, is it too slow for a pit? This is actually the right speed for a pit. Anywhere between 35 and 50 miles an hour.
Unreported stolen, which unreported stolen could just mean it was either very recently taken and there hasn't been time for the report to be completed and entered into the system. It could have been witnessed. Somebody could have called and said, hey, this guy just stole my truck. Here's the way it's going. Another thing we should point out with these work trucks, Cisco is a huge company. They're a massive wholesale restaurant. There's another Cisco truck, isn't it? Oh, no, that's a different company. It looks like Cisco for a second.
Okay, back in an intersection here.
But it's very likely that this truck has GPS on it. A lot of these companies spend a lot of money to GPS their whole fleets, so that's also a possibility here. But regardless, it appears that this was probably more recently stolen since it hadn't had time to be reported and entered into the system yet.
You know what? Did we just see a maneuver there where it, like they were trying to avoid something? I thought I saw a swerve.
I did see that
Desmond,
too.
Can you tell us about that? I mean, I didn't see.
Well, he's not doing circles.
On the side of the road there that could have possibly thrown down a
Not
spike
doing
strip.
circles.
Again,
That would be when they start
so
setting up things
what
like
do you
spike strips. If he's hanging out in the same area, it gives him time to start guessing like roads that he's going to be on, and they'll be waiting there with spike strips. But
for a second, and kind of jerked on the side of the wheel. Wasn't sure it happened so quickly, but it is awfully dark out there. Haven't heard about any spike strips or anything in the offing. To my knowledge, I mean, you've just got these 3 cruisers here from La Habra PD that have been in pursuit the entire time from the ground, and then there's almost as many
16 months
helicopters in the air
max.
as there are units on the
My
ground.
God.
You've got these 2 helicopters up
Sicko.
there. Usually with these other agencies, sheriff's
12
deputies,
monents, La
LAPD,
Flama
or
Blanca.
CHP, we'll
Oh,
see
we could have a
lot
pit
more
coming up
vehicles
right here.
like this as we come
Feels
to
like
the
it.
middle of that
Let me get
intersection.
let
Pretty
me
big
move over here.
intersection through that red light. Fortunately, though, traffic very light out at this point. If this would have been a couple hours earlier.
Can somebody help Burton 2021 in the chat?
Folks coming back out to their homes in this area.
Kind of watching a chase right here. Someone help him connect his Amazon Prime account.
Than it is right now.
Mano Manning,
So it just seems
appreciate
so far
you.
like La Habra PD is content to stick with this. Hope that the truck doesn't have too much gas in the tank. And
Still
it's,
going here. It's just staying on Eucalyptus Avenue. We've been on Eucalyptus forever. If I was in charge of this chase, I would start considering putting spike strips down Eucalyptus because we've been on it forever.
The back bumper, I don't know if he's trying to Maybe take a look at the driver through the side mirror here. I mean,
By the
this
Bay
is pretty
11,
close,
Jay
right?
Sizzle 19. Both of you
Yeah,
guys
that's
or
why
gals.
one could have
Thank you
thought
once
for a
again.
moment that
Yeah.
they were going to try and pit maneuver because they seemed to go
Right.
on the side of this vehicle, but that didn't happen. And the size of this truck probably would not. I'm interested in finding out, has this person been driving at a relatively moderate rate of speed? I see, Mike, you're shaking your head.
Yeah, I mean, it's as far as pursuits go, this is fairly calm. I mean, he's going 40 miles
This is
an hour.
fairly calm, but it's a wanted, it's a 3-star chase because
I thought
it's
what was interesting to me so far
unreported
is that
stolen
they hit
vehicle,
several freeways,
and we have 3 units in pursuit as well as 2 helicopters. That's a lot that you have to call off. And if there's nothing else going on in this area, the watch commander's going to keep these units on it until there's something more important going on.
Probably the detriment to La Habra, because if he got on the freeway, CHP would be more willing to take it.
Yeah. And the interest,
Okay, now we're making a right-hand turn down a road that feels like
this thief.
this feels like a road that they could attempt some shit, but I don't know if they want to pit this guy like into a gully.
Closer shot of the back, you can see those back doors seem to be open. So I don't know if perhaps they tried to get into that back area there. But there's a gate right in front of it. You can see that back door's kind of open a little bit.
Okay, well, Desmond, describe what we're looking at now.
Yeah.
Looks even darker. He's on all right.
Yeah, the marathon chase ended with a pit into a gully. That's true.
I was just checking.
No, they wiped out, I think, did they?
Looking up ahead,
I think they
this is
wiped out
Haven
into the gully.
Avenue here,
Corbolino,
just to see.
I see you.
Just to refresh
Cold
my
Ed,
memory, if
Cold,
Haven
whatever your
goes
name is.
all the way
Much
through,
appreciated.
and it does go down quite some ways, down towards Corona. So this person, not likely to run into a dead end or anything. They have been sticking, for the most part, to fairly major roads. They were in kind of a residential development briefly, but we're getting so far away from where this started. You just have to wonder, does this
It was a
person have
wipeout, right?
any
Yeah, I
idea
thought,
where
it wasn't a
where
pit.
they are?
They very rarely are
Is
going
this
to, unless the
a plan
driver is
to,
driving
somewhere maybe they know
absurdly
this area
recklessly,
perfectly. It's
they're
always
never
been,
going to kill someone
will
with a
they or
pit.
won't they, or just where are we at in this pursuit? How
It has
much
to be
gas is in the tank?
5,
Maybe
6 star
they're
chase
down.
for that to
Maybe
happen.
they topped this off before.
It's starting to feel like a marathon. I don't want to jinx it, knock on wood, but we haven't had a chase that's lasted longer than 30 minutes in a while.
Unknowns at this point, but we sure have come a long way.
Yeah, they're all available in the
Out of
VOD
this one
archive.
that just seems kind of aimless. But,
Okay, picking up speed here, 60 plus. 60 plus miles an hour. We're off of Eucalyptus. Now we're in Jarupa. We're way out there. This is like San Bernardino.
Just towards the Corona area, kind of between the 60 and the 91.
Thank you.
right now,
Daryl Gatta says you can link your Prime
I
account
think it just turned
in your
into
Twitch
somewhere.
settings for those of you trying to figure out how to connect.
Tight
Whoa!
squeeze.
Oh, that is a tight squeeze, but he gets through. I thought he was going to side draft there.
At first, they looked rather hesitant.
Prime account in your Twitch settings if you want to connect and not have to deal with the ads. Ty 2042 figured it out. Pablo as well. Funyuns, appreciate you. Thanks for taking a minute to do that.
We don't know for sure if the officers have made any contact with this person because this is a stolen vehicle. So it's not as if they can necessarily trace the
Who's
plates
inside,
and
right?
find out who's inside, unless it's somebody that this person knows.
65
You
here.
ask
That's
yourself those
correct.
kinds of questions. If they're hesitating, what are they doing? Deciding, trying to think of which way to go next, or are they talking to somebody to give them?
You guys see that car coming on the right side of the screen? That was always still trying to go through the light, as there are multiple police officers on the very right of the screen there. That was a solid red light he just went through, and he almost got the cops to get pancaked by an oncoming car there. Another Dodge Charger was coming through that intersection, about to pancake Unit 2.
Flashing lights, and that they don't.
Can't blame him. Does not. How the hell is he supposed to know there's a police chase coming?
Probably the most dangerous
Perpendicular.
thing we've seen so far happened there, but they should be catching back up to the suspect, because there just doesn't really seem to be a very serious attempt by the suspect to get away from the police. I mean, we've seen so many pursuits where they're just so desperate, driving the wrong way, wrong side of the road, up on the sidewalk, into a park or anything, or anything like that to get away. 80
Okay.
miles an hour
Front left tire is still
on one of these
intact, by the
streets.
way.
This person has.
I'm not seeing any
going
smoke.
above the speed limit
We haven't
on
burned through
any
the
of
brakes
these streets.
yet. This is kind of the benefits of driving normally, is the endurance of this Dodge Charger is going to last. When we're in chases where they're doing like 75 and they're hitting the brakes and swerving all around, that's putting torque on the axles, the rubber. You start smoking, you burn off your brakes. It's like we're at Texas Motor Speedway, and then the cars just kind of start crumbling over time.
Running out of road up ahead. So I think this street is going to end, and the suspect may be forced to make a turn here pretty soon.
And there's not a lot of traffic in this area either. We see it's pretty light, even when he
Dead end coming up.
sections.
It's a red light coming up here.
And let's see what he's going to do here. If he
Red light.
He may have a little bit more road.
No one on the road, making a pretty simple right-hand turn. Okay. Night sun blasting him from cruiser number 1, unit number 1, coming up in the left lane number 2 right now, peeking ahead.
It was going to kind of end into a residential neighborhood right there, where they could have very easily turned into a dead end.
Yeah, there's nothing up here. This would be the street to pit. 4 lanes plus a turn lane. No one ahead. That would have been the place to pit, but doing 60 miles an hour, probably a little quick for that.
Back to where this all began, still a long, long ways from La Habra.
Yeah, airport. We have a little airspace problems here with Ontario.
He's even got a signal on.
Well, he's
There's so many airports here in LA. We have Ontario, Long Beach, Santa Ana, LAX, Burbank, Van Nuys.
Question, if I can remember what I was going to ask you. Yeah, you say he's going back, he's doubling back in the direction as to where this
Do I have any
started,
bets
because
next
for a
week for
while, I
college
saw
football?
Eucalyptus
I haven't booked anything
right?
yet, but
Eucalyptus, Haven,
I did see. I kind of like
in the
Arkansas. I haven't taken a look at it yet.
circles
They're catching a
staying
whole
in the
bunch of
same
points.
area. But now, this even points out to something.
Someone asked, do I consider streaming on X one day? Seems like they're making it a feature. I can't even go live. The feature's fucking broken on X. Tell them to fix their shit. No one's ever going to go back to X until it actually works. Barracuda JC, appreciate you.
So I was curious, and I went to their webpage.
Yeah, they're south of. They're in the valley, all the way down in the Corona Valley. Whoa, that is a delayed right-hand turn, wrong side of the road. This isn't. Look, is this an off ramp? Oh, when you see 2 left-hand lanes like that, usually that's coming off a highway.
2 assigned to the city's east side and 2 assigned to the city's west side, and I think.
Do I remember Meerkat? Do I? I was on Meerkat. I loved Meerkat.
Generally only has 4 patrol cars on duty at once, according to their website. It's interesting to me that they are continuing to keep this chase and not hand it off.
You can see that back door we've been talking about just kind of popping up and closing to see it right there, just kind of moving as the car moves.
You know, why do you think that is, Des?
Yeah, Periscope was the days, man. That was Twitter at its absolute zenith. Vine, Periscope, Twitter was blowing up. No more. Through a solid red intersection here, still going. Corona Valley, Chandler Street, Archibald Street.
Sometimes we've seen if the crime
still hanging out in the Ontario area. This is an unreported stolen Dodge Charger work truck with Cisco.
That they're able to see it to an end. The other thing on the complete opposite side is if this is just a stolen vehicle, you may not have any other agencies that want it.
Of course, I remember my first live stream.
So CHP is not going to get involved, and he's been
making
kind of
pizza
ping-ponging
rolls
through these smaller cities that they probably don't want it either. So La Habra may be in it because they simply can't give it to anybody else, or it's something they don't want to give up.
A lucky break for this driver. I bet he hasn't planned this out. He doesn't know that these smaller communities have fewer police officers to deal with him. Exactly.
The west side.
You guys see my shirt, by the way?
And right now,
I got. I'm wearing the shirt. Utah, this shit nice as hell.
Yeah, 3/4, yeah. And avoiding the freeways. I mean, that's been his big thing. He's had several opportunities to get on a freeway and just never has.
All right.
You know, that's a pretty, well, not as high profile.
Yeah, this Charger's packing some stuff in that caboose.
At a high rate of speed.
There is Birds in the Air. There's VODs available here on the Twitch channel. Feel free to watch them anytime.
And, you know,
All the Periscope ones have been deleted, unfortunately.
There's no rear window for them to look at to see what he's doing. You know, when Des was looking at it earlier, those windows are dark, the front windows.
Whoa,
so I don't even
hard
know
left turn.
There it is right there. It even looks like the windshield is super dark, so I don't even know if the law enforcement helicopters are able to see in. I was trying to figure out what this truck might be, and I'm kind of leaning towards
air conditioning truck,
maintenance truck. If you have, you know. Cisco is known for these semis that carry wholesale food to restaurants.
No, you're looking. If you think the VODs are missing, it's because you're looking at past broadcasts. You have to look at highlights because the VODs disappear if I don't make them highlights.
Which could be what this person maybe they were after, whatever, as you mentioned, Juan, what was inside of it. But
still going. Ontario, Hellman Avenue, Shoreman Street.
Reasons they can't see him. The vehicle's a little top heavy.
3-star chase. 3 units in pursuit. LASD, CHP in the air. No night sun blasting them. Only a night sun out of the window. With unit number 1 here in a 2-lane street, eastern Los Angeles. This is way east. Those of you not from the LA area, we're about 30 minutes east of downtown.
pursuits, recent pursuits.
Chino
that
Hills-esque
we've seen,
area, but
very
south.
active drivers, very, you know.
Oh, we can see them, yeah, inside
Can't see this.
agitation, more than one person generally, and I believe we've just, we're saying that one person is driving this
Yeah.
vehicle. There's one person in this vehicle who happens to be the driver. Again, on another very dark road, Hellman Avenue in Harupa. And it does make you wonder at some point,
Yeah.
does this person know where they're going? I mean, I don't know, to go on, you know, roads
Doesn't feel like
this
it,
and
does it?
really
Okay.
dark.
Slight left-hand turn. This also feels like an on-ramp to me.
But not a lot of traffic.
River Road, not a lot of traffic at all, but look at that. It looks, I don't know, desolate from where, where we are, that looks kind of desolate.
Yeah, I mean, we're kind of out in like a farming area right now. Actually, as I look out the window, it's very dark out here. So we're kind of back in, this is our map tracker telling us this is the Harupa area.
Harupa? What did I call it? Churupa?
Kind of in a little bit of a more rural part of the Inland Empire, certainly compared to all the housing development. Well, I say that, and then of course we come right out of it into some of the housing development. So just kind of
random.
in some areas maybe still.
Is this what the Inland Empire is like?
Out here,
Farms and
River
then just
Road,
housing
Full Ranch
complexes?
Road in the Harupa area, very suburban out here, and it's just it's such a weird one. I was checking to make sure that this officer has a push bar on the front of their cruiser, and it looks like they do.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so they do have a cage. They can really hook into like the back left quarter panel and do some pushing.
Is pit certified if they wanted to
That
do
usually
something like that.
signifies.
Let's see if we can get a
Whoa.
little look inside while this
You see that
person
he
is
just
ready
left
to
some rubber on the
go
track there.
underneath
Usually
us
when
here,
those
and then
those
it's pretty
SUV
dark, but I'm
cruisers
pretty
have
sure we
cages
saw
in the
one
front.
there.
They are pit
Just the
certified,
driver.
and that's why they have
But,
cages, because they
and
can
I
just
think,
drive
at
right
first
through
this
you.
came out, they were saying that this was a Toyota pickup, but it looks like this is maybe a Ford F-250. I'm thinking this is one of the larger ones. Not sure if it's a diesel engine or not, but for sure not a vehicle that gets very good gas mileage. That I can tell you with quite a bit of certainty. And just taking it kind of gingerly here, 30, 40, maybe 50 miles an hour. It's kind of almost, dare I say, joyriding. Not trying to make light of this, but just kind of, there you go. This is
Whoa.
one of the two officers
The bird.
through the shot. That was Angel on this one. So that's Anaheim PD's.
Anaheim?
Lending some.
Oh, he must have came from Orange County.
Yeah, but certainly not aggressive.
Because
And
Anaheim is
focusing
almost
on the
due
part of
south,
law
right?
enforcement,
Yeah,
not even
that makes
as
sense.
many in the area as Mike was telling us, but just I guess the fact because this guy isn't going as fast in terms of speed, and it's not very dangerous, and we don't consider this person to be dangerous so far because we haven't heard that we believe this is a stolen vehicle, and the Hopper police
Left-hand
know
turn, wrong
somebody's
side of the
staying with
road.
us, and as we just heard, Anaheim.
Locking in with the night
Yes.
sun.
But now they're in North.
Handheld
and
night sun.
It's just interesting to see this person driving.
That wasn't Eliana, that was
Dark
Anaheim
streets,
PD
and then
chopper.
It breaks out into a more residential area, or where you have more housing. Is there
Eliana's
some kind
chopper
of
wouldn't make me-
grade,
it would make my
Desmond,
heart
like,
jump.
Would he be going up a hill or not, or is it pretty much even? I'm asking
Yeah,
that for
everything's
reason,
pretty
too.
flat out
Okay.
here. Yeah, and once you
Norco.
get east of Chino Hills, it's all very flat. And north of the Santa Ana Canyon, there's really no hills all the way up
Yeah,
to the.
we are
the San
way
Gabriel
east
Mountains,
now.
San Bernardino Mountains. So
Yeah, a lot of
super
farms.
flat terrain. Yeah, lots of farms, lots of subdivisions. Of course, we all know Chino. Chino Hills, lots of dairy out there as well. A lot of those.
What?
farms,
Yes, that's what I think of with
being
Chino
put into
Hills, dairy.
subdivisions. So it's kind
Random as fuck.
Yeah, a little bit of both. A little bit of agriculture, farming, livestock.
Tony
and,
Stank.
And residential neighborhoods.
12
Actually
months
looks
in
like a little
county.
bit one of the older neighborhoods
Good to have you
here
back.
in the Norco area. So again, I'm just wondering because it's just been so weird the direction
Got
the
it.
suspect is
See,
taking.
Willow, welcome in.
Is this where they live? Are they taking the truck to
They
where
are
live?
near the
Sometimes
Ball
some of
estate.
these suspects either want to surrender or get out and run into their own house. Wouldn't be the first time we've seen barricade situations start that way.
Oh, I'm
But,
not in the mood for a
It's
standoff.
just so
No, I mean,
strange always being a pursuit where
A
someone is
barricade.
not making
Remember that one dude
real
that tried to go in his garage and
to
drive out
get away from the
past him
authorities? Like, what-
in the
what
cul-de-sac?
Kind of is the point of all this? And I mean, what were you thinking was going to
Scott
happen
Mame,
with this?
Eamon
Cisco
Ahmed.
truck, really?
And this question is for
What's
either
up,
Mike
yo?
or Desmond. Are we any closer to where this truck was first reported stolen, and it looks like those orange lights on the top just went out too. Did you see that?
Yeah, he keeps blacking out, like his headlights are off. So when those orange lights go on and off, he's turning the headlights on and off. So
that's good point.
Well.
Turning the lights on and off there. Interesting. That's a little like fidgety.
No, not really. I mean, we're coming south now, and I guess he could, take the freeway back into Orange County, but we haven't really gone back west, which is where he came from.
When they start doing weird shit like that, that suggests that they're getting a little agitated.
There were 3 helicopters, 3 law enforcement helicopters, so there were as many helicopters as there were patrol cars, but the helicopter that's coming in now is 40 King, and that is from San Bernardino Sheriff's. So their helicopter has now joined the party as well, or it looks like he's just kind of in the area. But Anaheim Angel is still the ones on top of this, and as this guy kind of turns his lights on and off, I can just really quickly here show you.
Right, the guy who just spun his tires. Oh, that one too. That was by the wash, I think. The guy that spun his tires. He was next to the river, wasn't he? Here's a nice little geography lesson for those of you.
Started, and you can see CHP picked it up in Brea. And then they went all the way eastbound with it through Carbon Canyon, up and around Chino Airport, down through Eastvale, and now in Norco.
There's a Chino Airport too?
SkyCal right here.
God, there's so many airports.
Go along the Santa Ana riverbed right here on the Eastvale kind of Norco kind of line.
It's always a Dodge Charger.
Okay, Mike, explain why all the choppers. Is it just make sure they have eyes on this truck just in case?
Ranger, don't get any ideas like starting your own.
Pull away or not, don't want to continue to engage because it's not like right now he's getting away.
This chase was going on so long that it was going on. Then the helicopters launched from Van Nuys, the media helicopters. Then they had to travel all the way to Ontario, and it was still going on. So think of that's 30, 40 minutes it was going on even before we went live.
And they both get out and run in separate directions.
Restricted ball airspace. Mr. Romo, welcome in. Welcome back. No, we're not in sniper mode. We're not in sniper territory yet. Those of you that don't know, San Bernardino has they have a law which allows the police to snipe police chases. The engines only, not sniping the driver, but they can shoot the engine out.
Where they're the lower helicopter, and then CHP was up higher, and Angel's been with us the whole time, and now 40 King kind of trailing along as we get real slow at this intersection here.
Mike, can you explain Angel and the other identifier you just mentioned?
Yeah, Angel.
What's that cop doing on the side of the road, just chilling?
Blocking an intersection here. Maybe CHP
blocking an intersection, no spike strips. Okay, so they knew that this was coming. They anticipated it. They stopped. Okay. Oh, this looks like a 15. No, don't be 15 northbound. Don't be the northbound 15. Please be southbound. Northbound's really bad for us. 15 will take them over the, where are we, the Cayunga Pass? Towards Vegas.
Small force that they have there.
I think we're southbound.
This is interesting.
It says southbound, but the GPS on the top isn't always correct.
Driver, why did he decide to get on the freeway when he stayed on surface streets for such?
Okay, we have a freeway chase now, picking up speeds, getting up to speed here.
And maybe that just wasn't working.
So strange.
Maybe he realized the surface streets weren't working, so let's get on the freeway.
And I think that's a perfect reason. It just ain't working this way, so I'm just going to get on the freeway now.
Maybe we'll cover more ground, right?
15 north would have been very bad. We would only be able to stay with this chase for like 15, 20 minutes.
Police cruiser I can see back there. And,
slap ups.
So basically all
you
that
get the show.
We just did all that gallivanting around.
15 southbound though.
Really
you know what's live?
I thought, maybe this.
You know what we're going towards a little bit, not directly. Downey Norwalk. This will put us back into the Inland Empire set of freeways, all of which lead to Downey.
If we go 91 west, then we'll really be headed back to where this started, back towards Orange County, but. Right lane of the freeway, again, it's only slightly above the speed limit here, very close to the speed limit, 65, 70 miles an hour, sticking to one lane, no swerving all over the place, no cutting vehicles off, no driving on the shoulder, nothing like that.
We're doing 70 miles an hour.
So there really would be no reason to even drive that crazy necessarily, but just so strange all the way around.
You spread out the joyride. You get on the freeway, you got a little bit more, concrete, more road to cover. Not trying to be fun. It really does when you think about it. Like, what else? What's the reason here?
And safer for two. There's no pedestrians on the freeway. Obviously, it's safer for for this pursuit to stay on freeways. Do we know how long La Habra would stick with this pursuit? Will they see it all the way?
I'm gonna
through
check on
if it
Eliana.
Enters different jurisdictions.
They have so far. The only reason they would
Yeah.
give it up is if CHP got involved, because CHP doesn't share. It's either theirs or it's not. Now, and Des, I don't know how far ahead you can look, but I'm looking at our mapping system here, and it does look like he is going to hit some pretty
God, the
decent
camera
traffic
just
at the
sucks so
91.
much.
So there's some road closures in place, and
It's such a
maybe
worse
ramp
quality.
closure. So I'd be curious to see if you see any of that coming up as he goes down to 15 here.
I want to.
We'll see
I want to
here
go to
as
Eliana, but
I'm
it looks
looking
terrible.
up ahead. I don't quite see the traffic yet headed southbound. Of course, the 91 seems to be perpetually under construction, and here you can see actually right on cue as we hit a couple of the cones there on the right side. It looked like it was just a ramp that was closed though on that one. So we are well into Corona though, and coming up to the 91, and I definitely see traffic on the eastbound 91. But that's not going to affect the suspect here. Looks like they might be.
We can try Eliana's voice with CBS picture. It's not going to be synced though. I don't know how much further ahead it is.
Certainly starting to trend that way.
Yeah, we're trying to second guess this person about it.
Is it getting off here?
No, there he is.
Nope.
Is there it?
Nope.
Did it make a transition?
Yeah, Eliana's way ahead.
Yeah, it looks like we're actually going westbound 91 now. So where there is, as you can see, there's
Getting off the
so
freeway,
much
though. We're in
over the years.
Riverside
We've
now,
talked about it
people.
Many times here on this 91 freeway, this vexing drive for folks living in the Inland Empire and work in Orange County and LA County. But here we go, and westbound.
Oh, westbound 91. Let's go.
Quite a bit of construction.
This is a freeway that will get us near Downey Norwalk
For this,
eventually.
Suspect here, we've got a wide open drive. I mean, really the kind of freeway conditions that Inland Empire commuters dream of, I have to tell you, on this westbound 91 as
Right.
we make our way through Corona.
Okay, let's just try something then, if you guys really.
Actually, though, I would venture to say this driver's going to try to get back to La Habra because.
Okay, Eliana's ahead.
Drivers try to return
I'm going to use
wherever they
CBS's
began.
footage with Eliana's voice, but Eliana is about 2 to 5 seconds ahead.
Kind of.
Until something drastic happens, we'll do this.
And
Because it doesn't matter if we're just driving on a
west
freeway.
of Brea. So if this person has any intent
What's
of
up?
going that
What's
way,
up?
they could either pick up the 57,
Dirty Dasher,
go north,
Koniki,
or they could stay on
Koneki.
the 91 and exit off of something like Harbor. That would
Now on the
be
call,
the-
Eliana Moreno, NBC4, Telemundo.
La Habra area. So we'll see what he or
The
she
one and
decides to
only.
do for now at about Freeway Streets here. Continuing 91.
Ooh, that's a good
east,
call. Can I
91
pause
west,
Eliana
91
for
west.
5 seconds? Let's find out. Nope, I can't. It's only live.
So you see the heavy delays are on the opposite side of the
Of course, look, you guys can't see it on the CBS feed, but the other side of the highway, is packed with traffic.
So it looked like he was going to exit, but just moved over at the last minute and is back on the 91 West.
Okay, so we were about to get off.
Lincoln, so that's like
We were
down
about to
from
get off the
Harbor.
freeway. Now we're back on it.
And so San Bernardino is now overhead as well. For now, thank you, Sarah. They're gonna drop in. Okay, cool. Thank you. Yes. Perfect. Yeah. So San Bernardino has joined this overhead because of the area.
San Bernardino helicopter overhead on the chase.
County, so at that point, they can basically peel off. And
Oh,
Anaheim.
someone in the chat was like, I want San Bernardino helicopter. You got it. And guess what? They have snipers.
California Highway Patrol behind this car, but we'll see what happens. For now, it's still a Habra. They put in some effort into taking this person into custody, but maybe exiting unless he makes a dramatic move.
Okay, he's exiting, so I'm going to go back to CBS, guys, because there's a huge delay.
Place, but that didn't come to fruition since they got
All right,
off
we're
the
getting
freeway.
off.
Now we are getting off the freeway. No psych out here. Getting off at Maple Street,
Still
Maple
in
6th,
Corona, huh?
and we'll see what happens now. As we are still in Corona.
All right, now he's coming to.
He's at a green light and he's
Okay.
taking a pause for a sec.
What are we doing?
Yeah.
Deciding to get back on the freeway? Stopping?
Just
What the?
out and, oh no!
Whoa! Backing up!
Good thing to-
Uh-oh!
Do that.
That's assault with a deadly weapon. ADW now in play.
Yeah.
You touch a cruiser. That's assault again backing up into him. That's 2 ADWs.
Maybe 5 or so miles an hour.
Doesn't matter if it's at 1 mile an hour. That is ADW. Now we go into 4-star territory, regardless of this chase. Uh-oh. Oh, boy. Oh! Oh, look at the pit maneuver. They're trying to box it in. Look at that maneuver. All 3 of them like a pack of lions. Like a pride of lions on top of a hippo. He's dragging them.
Wow.
He's hippoing through. He's at gunpoint. He's at gunpoint. He's going through the trees.
Well, all right.
Oh, he just got himself stuck.
In between some trees.
Well, he's going to back up.
Just refusing to stop.
He's just, the idiot got himself stuck.
These officers got to be careful because they don't have the protection of their vehicles. They have guns. This is a very, very
oh my God.
for the authorities. He might be lodged over the curb right here. Look at him.
Oh, boom! He just drove into a tree. Oh, and he helped him get through. He did lodge the suspect.
We thought this was a
And he's dragging a tree.
Oh my God! Oh no!
No! Oh!
Under the freeway!
Under the freeway!
Onto the 91 freeway. We'll try to get.
Oh my God! He went down the whole hill.
Now.
He's dragging a tree.
Just turned a complete 180.
He's on the wrong side of the freeway.
A lot of smoke here, Des, so...
Back left, gone. Front left cars are zipping by him, smoking.
If we're not careful here, I just hope everyone can see the spotlight right here and are slow.
Turn on the night sun. These cars are flying towards him. Ah!
In lanes of the westbound 91, light traffic conditions, people flying up in the left lane, no doubt, as well, where all the...
Oh, that's a semi.
Is. I can't even believe that truck survived that fall.
He went, that was not just a straight through a gate. He went all the way down the overpass.
A lot of smoke coming out. Probably did a lot of damage to the engine, or at the very least the radiator. We saw a lot of smoke coming out here. At least the vehicle is stopped, but now
what?
CHP is going to have to come and stop traffic before they can make any attempt to make contact with this person and get them out of the vehicle. I just cannot believe how quickly.
Oh my God!
And how desperate things became now.
Okay, there they are. CHP's on the freeway with a night sun. This is like 5. It's got to be 5 stars now. This is Bearcat territory.
Wow, what a change!
Yeah, this when things were going.
Oh, this is escalated quickly. I don't think the car is disabled. I don't think the Dodge Charger. Ah! Foot pursuit! It's a woman!
Oh no, she's running across lanes of the freeway.
Oh, that's a freeway! Ah!
No, we need to keep that wide right here. Oh my God. Oh.
Zoom out, Desmond!
Oh boy.
Zoom out!
Okay, she's gonna make it
Amazingly
across.
didn't get hit.
Oh, how did she not get froggered?
Across lanes of the freeway.
She's running! Send the fur!
There.
Yeah.
And
Where's the fur?
across the 91 freeway. Oh boy. Juan and Pat, I just can't believe this.
No, we can't.
Neither can we.
This really has turned into something that we did not expect.
Look, she's trying to hail somebody.
She's gonna carjack!
Oh, no.
She's trying to carjack!
Yeah, well, they
Is her
did.
dress coming off? It looks like her jacket, something's...
She might have a vest. I think that's a vest, Juan. She just
Lost
bought
the
something.
Wearing a wig?
No.
Wait, is that a wig?
They were wearing a wig.
There's a wig!
fell off and...
Okay, we'll try to get behind the
Here they come!
maybe it's
okay.
not a woman.
But there's law enforcement
and
again.
into the
Here they come!
Oh, no.
Is that a Denny's?
Oh,
Was
this
that the
isn't
person
good.
running to the Denny's with the wig on?
Not Denny's!
It fell off and
Yeah,
came around.
We've really seen everything with this pursuit.
Yeah, we have. Well, let's hope that they can get this person, that they're not armed.
Well, somebody
That they
pointed
take over custody.
officers that the person had gone inside the Denny's, so... I mean, it's so quick, right? The wig came off, part of her clothes came off, so...
Dog! It's a dog!
And we got a canine here arriving at the Denny's.
Oh, if he runs out, he's... They're running around!
Them to cross the freeway and then Corona.
I was about to say, if you run out the side, you're gonna get the dog.
They had so many choppers in the sky. They certainly worked.
If he goes out the back, he's gonna get a fur missile to the face.
Well, they're surrounding the Denny's, so there's no way that...
Well, now they, boy.
Where is he?
Think you might have spotted him?
What?
Well, maybe she ran out the
What?
canine unit to come run here to the back really quick, and now the other officers are running as
No, how'd she what?
Here's another officer here at the top of the parking lot, a couple of them, who chased her through that opening in the fence.
Wait,
There's police running everywhere. And
what is happening? She's in the Denny's.
Have eyes on the suspect now.
Wow. Well, we've been looking. We didn't.
How do you walked into the Denny's?
No.
Well, you know, what I'm wondering is this building's got big overhangs. I wonder if she shimmied along the side of the building and back around and never actually went in.
No, she didn't.
Watching the windows of that Denny.
There's a cop that rolled right up on there. Would have seen him shimmy around. We would have seen it.
So maybe she never actually made it inside.
Wait.
That could be.
No. No. Hold on. Okay, thank God.
Well,
Now this is really, just when we
Wait.
thought it couldn't get any more crazier, it certainly has, because now they can't find the suspect.
She's in the Denny's.
He's ready to make an arrest.
And what is the suspect?
I-
We thought it was a male, then it looked like a woman, but then the wig came off, and I saw very
Part of the
short
person.
hair, so I'm really not sure.
Yep. Short hair jeans
If it
and a
is-
t-shirt
if
from
it is a
blonde wig and a
male,
red
a woman or a
vest type dress. Yeah. All right, we're gonna watch this replay again, Pat. Look at it right here. You can see like a red
What?
vest, as you were saying, a blonde wig.
Yeah,
Looks like
Different
what?
color
Yeah, a
shoes.
white
It's like
shoe,
the
a
fucking
black shoe.
Joker leaving Gotham General Hospital.
Goes something else.
okay, that's good there.
What the fuck?
And
And that's
we
when we
did see
lose.
somebody.
She's inside the Denny's.
Yeah, the building
Is that
surrounding.
yeah, I thought that
That's
was that
what I
person.
thought.
She's right there, walking into the Denny's.
T-shirt.
She's in there somewhere.
But you see the other person inside of the
Didn't walk around.
That's what Mike and Des were
There's a
saying.
cop running up as she walks in the door. She didn't just like
Reacting at all.
turn into fucking Hollow Man.
They were only a few.
Or is it a he? Is it a he? I don't know.
We thought that they ran into the Denny's here, and I would have to imagine that they would have seen, inside the windows as they were running in after them, and so hopefully it's all of the kind of scrambling around was just to make sure that they have.
Oh,
the
that
building
fur missile. Oh my
sealed on
God.
all
If she
sides,
pops out the
and I
back,
think is
that dog is
the
going
case. They
to
have to
fucking
surround it,
annihilate her.
and, we don't know what all is going on in there. If
There's
the
a
suspect is just
there's a
hiding in the
trap
bathroom, or
fur missile
if they're-
waiting on the
maybe
back side
it's against
where like the
location
kitchen
or
door
anything.
is.
It's not
If she
clear.
tries to go out the
That
back,
they do have eyes on this person, but more and more police are coming in. Now you can see as I widen out, it started with just the three from La Habra. As
Eliana has the
really
other
quickly
reverse
out,
angle of it.
close
There's
to a dozen
nothing
units from
different.
Various agencies that are down here, as well as the helicopter still overhead. So I think the suspect is inside the building.
Correct.
It's just a matter of where are they holed up in there.
Did they ask Desmond, some of those people from the Denny's, to come outside? I saw.
I
some
can't- this
people
was-
just, just
Hey,
going
it's
to the
always
sidewalk
something
there
new
to
with
see,
chases, man.
canine officer. It looked
I've
like
never,
they had
you never seen anything like it. We've been doing chases for a decade.
Or customers out of the way for a little bit because perhaps this person is still inside. Right there, see right by that tree.
Yeah, I
Oh,
think
that
so.
was
I think
nuts.
I
You tried
with
to.
you.
The pit certified cruiser went for like destroying the front left tire.
Was just inside.
They're running. Go back to the live, CBS.
So, boy, I
They're running around the Denny's.
handcuffs really quick. and
I did too.
I'm surprised at how long this has taken, but we were zoomed in here not for very.
The cop comes in, drives into the tree, and frees up this person.
The suspect would have ran back out the back. And
He went straight YOLO on this. Watch this. This is Leroy Jenkins coming up here into the tree. He does a 3-point turn into the tree.
Back there. So,
Boom.
I wish we could see what is.
And it frees up the suspect.
How many people are in there and where they're hiding, or what that suspect is.
And this is nuts. That is straight down onto a freeway with cars doing 70 miles an hour head on.
Time involved in this whole mess now.
Well,
Oh, and
it
this.
started
Oh my
to
God.
get Weird.
Oh my
when
God, this.
They actually
She almost gets frog hair right there.
It was pretty.
Yeah.
When they backed into the first officer.
Oh my God, that Dodge Charger in the HOV lane was coming so fast.
Some trees and stopped. That was when it really got weird.
And we're
Because
showing
up until then it was
yeah.
pretty normal.
And then we're showing that replay again, Pat. Look, this person going
Just
under a fence
casually
and
goes under the
slowly
fence like
just
she's
kept
done
running,
it,
just
like an
going
American
through.
gladiator.
Just flying right off.
then tries to carjack, dressed like the Joker coming out of the Harvey Dent's room with the wig on. And here comes the wig.
And there goes the wig.
Socks.
And I'm wondering
And
if cops
something
didn't,
else that came off.
yeah, I'm wondering if cops didn't get a good look at that person right before they transformed. Could they identify them there at the Denny's?
Oh, dog!
Walk.
Another dog! Don't let the dog in the Denny's.
Everybody else, right?
We've
But-
seen it before.
You ever remember that Dilophosaurus in Jurassic Park comes into the Jeep? That's what would happen if you let that dog go. It doesn't know who the suspect is.
Dog in there. So there actually are two canines here. The one sitting outside, and I saw the other one thrashing around in there, Des, and it looked like they actually tossed out like a newspaper stand or something like that, right?
Yeah, I saw that as well. Just for a second, these dogs that they use are a different breed. They don't use
fur missiles
German Shepherds anymore.
everywhere.
These are Malinois, which are, I believe, the
Belgian
Eastern Europe,
Malinois.
and these dogs are really, really hyper, much more so than German Shepherds, but a lot easier maintenance-wise than German Shepherds. Unfortunately,
Oh, I'm
that
sweating.
breed has a lot of health issues.
Oh my God.
That's a big part of the reason why law enforcement has switched over to this.
How is this not code 4?
They can be
Eliana's
really
looking at
well
the.
done. Almost every time
Eliana's
we
got
see
the
these dogs
traffic.
involved,
HOV lane is still
they are
open.
ready
What if this
to
person
go.
just
I mean,
runs
it's
out the
very
front door and goes
possible
back to the
they make
highway?
contact with the suspect
Anything is within the
right
realm
there
of
at the
possibilities
entry
right now.
door.
We are not code 4.
I'm not sure. We'll see what happens here. I mean, they're looking kind of relaxed now at this moment. So I just wish the windows were a little bit taller that we could see inside.
And
Yeah.
let's go back over. Didn't we see people leaving? We saw people. I wonder if they were told to leave.
Yeah, they're probably getting all of they're probably getting all of the
these lights outside and just kind of decide, well,
pedestrians out.
Something's going
we'll
on.
try to get out of here. So now we are just looking at this. Well, there's a Carl's
And then they
Jr.
can invade once they get everybody out.
The Denny's, that's where they went inside. We thought they went inside.
Yeah.
Or we think they went inside.
Are they still trying to clear out the Denny's? Perhaps is the person hiding inside? Because they haven't left that front door of the Denny's. They're still paying close attention to that.
Yeah, I think they got anyone out who they wanted to get out pretty quickly. They're standing right there in the doorway.
On Levine, Brett says, wife is wearing her fur missile shirt as I watch this.
Just a couple of feet.
This is a good time to have a fur missile shirt. Merch, top left of your screen, birdsintheair.com.
With the suspect or
Get your fur missile shirt today.
on the ground and not cooperating, you just can't see.
I can't believe how quickly this escalated. It started here. I thought it was over right here. They pinned him in.
We saw happen. And just briefly, both directions of
They
the
had
road
him.
had been
They
closed.
drove into the front
You can
left
see all
tire with the
suspects are
cage.
still
You
showing
can't pit him, but you can knock out the tire.
construction traffic going
And
on.
then we're trying to drive over a median, going through a forest.
More deeply into the restaurant, and now
Cops are standing there. They can't shoot. I don't know if they have.
authority coming out here.
Oh, they're coming
We're
out.
just doing
Go
some
live.
replays,
Suspect in
Jazz.
handcuffs.
We're showing the driver just plowing to police officers and then
Pulling that fence and sparks start to fly.
This is just. Oh my God, the car. The car. Can you imagine being in that car
going the wrong way.
and just seeing
After they
that
stay upright,
fucking
too.
truck?
After they drop down onto
that
the
truck
freeway,
plowing through to your right, coming right at you? What are you supposed to do? I naturally swerve out of the way at 70 miles an hour. And you got Crash Bandicoot over here trying to get through this stage without hitting a bed of spikes.
And as we saw there, through
Oh
the
my
parking
God.
lot, and we surmised that they were in this Denny's restaurant.
Exactly.
Just how casually she goes through this fence,
It
by
was,
the way.
The suspect could have easily killed someone on
Yeah.
the freeway. They could
Oh,
have
the
easily
fence was
landed on top
busted.
of the
Okay.
vehicle.
I was like, she made that look
Just
like
absolutely
Terminator.
Crushed anything they landed on. I mean, like, could have imagined. I mean, the suspect could have injured themselves with that fall. I mean, it was pretty significant to fall off of that embankment like that onto the roadway and then take their own life.
What is that fit, by the way?
Rushing over, we saw.
What is the
within inches
fit?
It looked like people in the standing in the barrier there between the fast track lanes and the mainline lanes of the freeway, and then waiting.
Then it runs into the Denny's.
Just,
Yeah,
it's so harrowing.
And this is when you want to interview that suspect because you want to know what were you
She,
thinking, what happened
he,
that
she,
made
them,
this
whatever.
So
It's a Carl Jr. Oh, and it's a Denny's. It's a combo.
and you're driving, pretty.
Is it one of those like Taco Bell, KFC?
And then all of a sudden,
split
you
restaurants,
decide
Carl
you're
Jr.'s and Denny's?
uncornered, So you back up into
I'd eat there.
officer's vehicles, which could be assault with a deadly weapon.
Yep.
And then you practically crash. the vehicle.
Sorry, whatever I'm supposed to
Like you
use.
say, kill
Whatever
yourself.
pronoun I'm supposed to use
Heard
for that.
others.
I'm sorry.
There's obviously a
The heat of the moment.
freeway nearby, right? They got to clear out that truck. They got to tow it away, so traffic's going to be backing up on that freeway right there. And
Into thinking.
yeah, definitely not thinking, but they thought they had a plan, right? They were dressed, they were disguised to look like somebody else, and we saw the whole disguise come apart.
Oh, my God.
And just so strange. They still don't know where this person is.
I really quick one, Pat. I was just
Yeah.
looking, and I don't mic in the control room. I don't know if you can take my computer. I just kind of wanted to show you this part where this suspect drove off of. This is the part right here. So this is the overpass that we saw them kind of go under.
How did you
So
find
is
this
what they
footage?
went off of. So it's it's not huge, but it's not nothing.
Oh, there's fencing there,
And you got a concrete wall. Yeah, a little bit of fencing.
You're
here.
telling me that Dodge
Just
Charger
lucky
cleared
it's the time
that?
of the day that it is, and there was not anybody in these lanes that they then landed on. But this is a decent little drop off of the.
Yeah, you think?
freeway here.
Yeah. Well, they clearly took a shot in the dark. They had no idea this is exactly
literally-
Doing like 25 miles an hour. Fast and the Furious.
Way, and here we are at the Denny's. The focus here at the Denny's, and as you can see, Pat, more and more officers have arrived here on the scene.
How is this person not in custody?
And here's the slow mo.
How is this person? Are they holding a hostage?
Real good here at the
It's the only explanation.
A very tan.
or
tan
leggings.
color.
Yeah, a white
Right.
shoe, a black shoe.
The fit's crazy. Unless that's a sock on the
Which is
left.
fascinating.
That's one to come
Yeah.
off.
And it's about to come off.
It's like a
right
cape.
around Here.
It looks like she's running. Why are they slow motioning?
And some fell off. There was that a shoe, Pat? One of the
Oh, that
shoes
was the other shoe. So
Yeah,
it's
the
black
dogs
socks, white shoe.
Look like two black shoes, right? Or socks, or something.
Something's going on.
What now? What? Why are we running? Why are we running?
Back and forth to the car.
Why? What is the? You don't need to run.
Someone inside that Denny's, huh?
Yeah, move all the way to the south side.
Oh, the Eliana stream just went storming in. Go left.
Sky Cal around to see. I want to see if there are windows on the south side.
Pan left,
We can
Desmond.
see into more.
Cop just ran in.
We have no idea what is going on inside. Here comes this officer.
Yeah, watch. He's gonna run right into the door.
Is the
they
officer
spot
that's
that?
dealing directly with the suspect or what? But we'll just continue the orbit here to see if we can get a better peek inside of this restaurant. But you can see covered from all angles here. If the suspect is inside, they are not going to escape. Just really surprised that they have not let the suspect out yet in handcuffs.
Yeah, wonder why that is. And another thing, you're hoping, well, you don't want to see anybody hurt themselves. We don't know what could be going on inside the Denny's, because we
That's
certainly
true.
don't know what's going on in that person's mind from what we've seen.
Clearly willing to take any
Correct.
measure at all. We talked about this a bunch, but just how calm the pursuit was for the whole time.
Yes.
Until they got boxed in. That was the first time we'd really seen them in a desperate situation. They didn't hit any traffic really. They didn't nothing that they would need to get up on a sidewalk and go around. That was kind of the first time they really found themselves between a rock and a hard place, and that was the decision that they made. And it just was crazy to me, how that happened. And luckily, Corona PD all over it were here really quick, because those, poor 3 La Habra officers, were back all the way on the other side of the freeway.
Then just felt trapped, obviously, and if they felt that way,
That was all.
there's been so much time that has gone by. I mean,
Oh yeah, well,
Dude, it's been 20 minutes. What is? Why?
Events not necessarily exactly like this one, but still, when people are trapped and have desperate thoughts.
And it always
actions.
makes me, I've been here for pursuits. I remember one specifically on our morning show where this almost exact scenario played out, but the officers.
She's in the wall.
Because this truck is
Could have like a
weapon,
secret
very
getaway
clearly ramming the officers
tunnel.
both forward and backwards. And to my knowledge, no shots were fired.
No, well, I wondered about that.
No, there's gonna be no
They were
Bearcat.
surrounding, the vehicle.
Right.
The truck.
Definitely, yeah,
And
barricaded
they knew
in the
they were gonna-
bathroom.
like
It
there.
feels like it,
Especially
right?
when they're out
There are a
of there.
number, yes.
Okay, a cop's gonna come running out the front door here in like
And
5
you say that has
seconds.
happened before.
Yeah, it
Because
has,
not
yeah.
only did they There were more than once.
Definitely, yeah. That's the only answer. Is they're barricaded
And they're forward,
inside.
too. I mean, a couple of opportunities. I mean, this person's in so many different ways lucky they're not hurt from not.
This
shot
is
by the
just
cops,
insane.
to not
Oh
getting
my
hurt
God.
Right there, to not running into another car, to not getting hit.
To surviving the drop. Surviving the drop.
This person is taking with their life
How
today,
crazy is the
and it's
durability
panned
of
out
those
for them so
Dodge
far.
Chargers?
We just don't know how long.
Right.
And again,
And what's going on inside?
exactly. You don't even see officers at the door. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I did.
What
just
is
see
that?
The some chatter here
Wait.
with the airships overhead that they have released the canine
Ah!
to do a search. So the dog is in there looking for the.
They
suspect.
released
So
Dilophosaurus?
it looks like they have not had eyes on this suspect. I mean, I wonder if they just went running into the kitchen or.
Okay, did y'all see it?
maybe
Damn it.
locked
Why don't they
themselves
show
in,
it?
you know, the money room or
There's a
something
cop
like that.
walking in with a battering ram, but
Or if they just
CBS is so zoomed out you guys can't see it.
Did not have eyes on
That cop that's walking in the door right now in the bottom left of your screen has a battering to open up a door.
So
Has
the
one of
thing
those
is,
swinging
well,
battering
just
rams.
caught that is like a battering ram that they would use to breach a door if the door is locked. So I'm wondering if maybe they're holed up in a back room, as Des was just mentioning.
They let the dog go in the Denny's.
Looking at some of the Twitter
Oh,
traffic,
God.
some of our viewers listening that are familiar with these type of
That thing is
restaurants,
just
they say, well,
seeking.
cubby
It's
holes in areas,
seeing red.
spaces where
Any
perhaps
human
there's,
inside. That's not a
penny
cop.
houses, so that might be a
It's
thing
gonna
as well.
get torn apart.
For a battering ram. Makes you think they're in a.
I know, it has to be locked in the bathroom. That's why they got the battering
Or
ram.
somewhere they put a chair up against the door or something like that, that they're going to use that tool to beat down the door and then probably have the canine go in.
Yeah, they didn't let the dog go unless
We just
all
saw this
the
off-
employees and
Go ahead,
citizens are
Desmond.
out of the building.
No, I've just kind of just been replaying this in my head. How we went from a stolen vehicle. I mean, not from what we hadn't heard being.
I am
taken by
emotional.
violent means or anything like that. I mean, sure, it probably would have been it's definitely some punishment for that. But then to just accelerate that to throw your life to the wind and run across lanes of the 91 freeway like that to escape, it just makes you wonder what is going on in this suspect's head, especially because you would have thought if they were going to make any serious attempt to have gotten away, it would have been in the car, not running across lanes of the freeway to try to avoid the officers. So it's just so crazy how all of this has been stitched together, and now potentially hiding inside of a locked room in this Denny's. Just a very bizarre ending. I thought it was going to end right there. They pulled into that dead end, and they were just going to get out and surrender because they had run out of roadway. But no, and then to take this insane turn.
What heightens this, Des, is if that was a disguise or, I mean, just the outfit.
Right? We don't know. That could be a costume. It could be drag. It could be just whatever they feel like wearing that day. We have no clue.
And it's a disguise, right?
That's what I'm saying.
We don't know it's a disguise. Don't get canceled, K-Cow.
There was a pursuit suspect that got into a crash, ran, and during that reached up, grabbed the wig, and tossed it off. So who knows if this is their regular wardrobe choice or if it was for these purposes, that if you're going to run...
Right? If this was a Waffle House, it'd be a different situation right now.
Where people are running from police and they have sweatshirts on and they take those off.
Yeah, they
and
can take
have
off
different
clothing.
colored T-shirts and all sorts of things.
But just
so,
but for this, just to have this person dressed like that in the first place
Right.
is suspect. I mean, and the fact that they stole a Cisco,
work truck.
Work truck, yeah.
so a lot of questions.
And I don't imagine a wardrobe change is going to do much for this person at this
Not
point.
at this point,
yeah,
right?
I mean, they were being followed by not only 2 law enforcement helicopters, cops. on the
That's right.
ground, 4 TV.
This person
helicopters
crossed
in
the
air.
freeway with one
Can
shoe.
Shepherds pick up scent like a bloodhound might or other?
It depends on.
And look at him trying to flag down that car. Trying to flag it down. What was this person thinking doing?
Tracking hound type of things, and then you have the more bite dogs that will go into.
Somebody said Sarah Connor. I was thinking that.
I just don't know the specifics of it.
Because the wig would have, sweat or
Yeah.
the scent of the person, right? And it was left there on the.
Oh, good call. They could have gotten the wig, given it to could have given it to the fur missiles.
Yeah, we got a crowd showing up.
That's for sure. I've seen people taking pictures because at first I thought were those undercover some people, but no, these seem to be just people descending in the
Oh,
area,
man.
maybe watching a broadcast and realize
Only in
this
LA.
is happening.
Something always different, man.
Don't see any movement in Denny's.
I don't see it
Which
either,
makes
Pat.
me wonder again, did everybody leave?
I hope.
Customers and the employees? We don't know that.
Yeah, 9:45, 30-ish at night. Who knows how busy it was? I mean, we saw people in the window. But yeah, I just can imagine what they're thinking, just sitting there trying to eat a meal, and this person comes in.
Desmond, did you see those officers with the battering ram come back outside?
I have not. I've not seen any of the officers come back out, although we did just also hear their helicopter overhead say that they think that they have the suspect on their infrared system. So they seem to feel pretty good about where this person
Why do you need infrared?
Inside. Apparently, yeah, maybe, hold up in an office or something like we said. So I imagine that, the officers go in there, they're not likely to just ram the door down. They're still going to give the suspect a chance to come out.
Talk the person out.
You're going to, now there is
happening.
the dog.
What?
You
What?
see the
They got him.
Canine. Okay, well, disappearing back into the depths of the restaurant.
Sorry, spoiler alert.
But, that was, I believe, the dog that they had said. Here's another one as well. Let's see who.
Oh my God, that dog is huge.
Yeah. It's like the third one.
Can infrared?
There we go.
There we go.
There's the suspect.
Suspect in custody.
Wow, code
Okay.
4 people.
Can't tell if that's
Four fingers,
male,
code
female.
Code 4's in the chat.
Let's,
This
we got a
somehow
nice tree. Well,
is
there we go.
over.
I'll see if we can double in.
Wow, right to the back of that
Kinda go
cruiser,
with our
huh?
In and out story. Yep. Yeah, right there
Not
to the
gonna
back.
get a good chance to see.
Well, I would like to
Yeah, a
know.
little bit dark. I think it was a female though.
Wow.
Well, here comes the fire department, so she must be getting medically cleared first. Maybe we'll get a chance to see that way.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Wow.
we'll move back around here, but boy, look at all these cameras over here. Got some stringers that came out.
Yeah.
Certainly trying to get some footage here of the suspect, but started off pretty docile, took an immediate turn into chaos and a couple of.
Oh my God, what are we naming this chase? I don't even.
But the suspect now in custody.
Yeah, going back to that infrared.
What are we
I was
naming this
curious
chase?
whether or not,
This is a name chase for sure.
that infrared can go through cement.
The Denny's drag race?
Insulation in and out.
Denny's drag race.
Desmond was saying that they picked up an infrared signal.
Is that
To
acceptable?
my knowledge, I think it can go through.
Dine and dash.
I don't know. Cement may be a little bit more difficult, but I think this looked like an older kind of wood structure to me. So
We don't know that it was
probably,
drag, though.
The hard thing about that is you got a restaurant with maybe other people inside or other things that would give off heat signatures, but enough for it to be able to help them for sure.
Well, all right, we're looking at, still can't make out the suspect or not. I know you said that they sent for a fire truck.
Yeah, it looks like
possibly to check this person out medically before they actually leave the area.
Yeah, it looks like there's a couple of firefighters down there. I saw them kind of walk up with their equipment. I think you can see one of them's legs right there.
It's nuts.
Yeah, I mean they
I
got.
can see the suspect, just not well enough. Right?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can make them out, but still can't see them well enough to determine what they are. And when I say what they are, male, female, and those are questions, we've got those questions simply because of when we watched that person run and the wig fall off, we just wonder if that was...
Why do people care so
what
much?
kind of disguise that was. And I guess that's something that we will find out because we're going to continue our
See,
coverage
K-Cal won't
on
stop talking
K-Cal
about
News
it.
at 10 o'clock with Susie Sa. And
Oh my God. All right, I think we're done here.
Yeah, and in the meantime, Desmond, as we're getting kind of a closer look here,
We're not done with the
suspect,
coverage yet.
They've got to be checked out by the fire department because they've, been in a couple of crashes with the police cars. They've driven off the side of an overpass. They, lots of things that could possibly need medical aid here. But when they came out, Des, did it look like to you that they were in any kind of pain or anything like that at all?
Just fine as they got out, which kind of just surprised me.
There's so many cops. Oh my God.
I mean, I'm curious to see how the suspect feels in the morning after slamming that truck onto the 91. And here they are, and I still can't tell if it is. I think it is a female.
It looks like
I think
that's
it is
me
a
too.
woman who is
Don't get canceled, Desmond.
Who will be off to the hospital in handcuffs before going off to jail.
The person is on a gurney.
Oh boy. Oh my God. Oh no. Oh no. No, no, no. Onto the freeway.
Breaking news here on KCAL News at 10. A shocking turn to this police pursuit as a suspect in a stolen truck rams police cars, slams through a fence, then plunges onto a highway.
Certainly some dramatic moments here tonight. Desmond Shaw is live now over Denny's in Corona, where the suspect was just brought out just seconds ago. Des?
Yeah, it's Chauncey and Susie. So here we are at this Denny's off the 91 freeway with the suspect being evaluated for injuries. We have to show you the insane moments that led up to the suspect being put into custody after the pursuit started so, frankly, kind of, slow, kind of docile, you might say, into a dead end. And then once they ran out of real estate, decided to back up into the La Habra police cruisers, not once, not twice, but at least 3 times, got their vehicle stuck in between a fence and 2 trees and a curb, and then officers out with their weapons drawn, and the suspect seemed to panic and hit the gas and drove through a fence, down an embankment, onto the 91 freeway, where amazingly no one was killed in all that, and then briefly driving the wrong way, eastbound in those westbound lanes of the 91. Incredible that we didn't see a head-on collision. Crazier when the suspect got out and ran across lanes of the 91. I really thought that we were going to see the suspect's demise at that point, that they were able to get across the lanes of the freeway into the Denny's parking lot, only to lose the wig that they were wearing in that parking lot, which is probably how the canine was able to get a good scent on this suspect. And
I'm telling you, man, it's doing police chases for 10 years now. Every chase is something different. Every chase is something different. Something different always happens. Something unique and unprecedented.
Before going to jail, just incredible that no innocent people were hurt or killed, or that the suspect.
I know, and we have avoided in on TV.
A slow pursuit has an insane.
We have avoided like T-bones. She could have gotten splattered on the freeway, on live television, on the news. I don't know how we keep ducking all of these terrible moments that could happen to a human. Oh, in the gurney, look at how strapped in they are. They have 2 straps across the body plus a shoulder harness. On top of that, what looks like when you get put into the sane asylum, they got the straitjacket. Who knows what the fur did? Who knows? There were no cameras inside the Denny's. That fur missile. There's the person. Oh, they haven't zoomed in. I don't know if that's a female.
Put into the back of the ambulance from our Christopher Coley there, who's on the ground.
We have live footage from the ground here. Look, stringers are everywhere. We're going to get a facial. We're going to get zoomed in right here.
Getting on and off of the freeway, falling into that freeway, that the other law enforcement
agencies. Oh, that person is upset.
The police here. There was a couple of other agencies as well. CHP was overhead with their helicopter, San Bernardino Sheriffs, as well as Anaheim Police, as this person now gets loaded into the back of an ambulance.
Yeah, you see that suspect there.
Oh my God!
Inside of that ambulance. We want to go back up to Des, and Des, this thing went from 0 to
how do they get that footage?
100, because in the beginning we were following this pursuit. The driver was going very slow. Then we also suddenly saw this truck stop. Then we had the tree crash. Then we had the chase, the run, the wig falling off. A lot happening in a few minutes.
Yeah, Chauncey, you just never know how these are going to go. Sometimes we have a suspect that drives like a lunatic for the first 20 minutes, and then they suddenly pull over and give up. And then this time was the complete opposite, where it started off slowly, obeying most traffic laws, just not pulling over for the officer, but not driving super crazy, and then they get cornered.
Unlevine Bread just got it. Treeroy Jenkins is the name of this chase. Treeroy Jenkins.
These are going to go.
As much as I want to go with the Denny's drag race, we can't do that. Not in 2023. Treeroy Jenkins, officially the name of this chase. Shout out to Unlevine Bread for that one.
You know, because I mean, we're talking about a stolen utility truck and then going on that dramatic tirade at the end. I mean, That was pretty insane.
How this person, even in this moment right here, was able to avoid these cars doing 70 miles an hour, preventing a Talladega super speedway pileup, the big one. Here come the semis in the top right. The semis just can't stop on a dime, by the way. They're like freight trains. They got to start braking way in advance. And that they were able to slow down and stop traffic like that. All it takes is one person looking at their radio, looking at their phone, coming up behind, and then you have Final Destination that occurs.
In the coming days, if they had some outstanding offenses or what, or they just stopped, I don't know, just weren't thinking straight, and adrenaline took over, and it was just kind of that fight or flight, and they decided to flee the way they did across the lanes of the freeway. But either way, they're incredibly lucky to be alive tonight. That's for sure.
Wow.
Yeah, I want to talk to Mike Rogers at the desk. Mike, as we're looking at these pictures, you see them actually going across the freeway. It's just an incredible sight to see because, as we were talking about, this really started as what we knew as a stolen utility truck that the La Habra Police Department was
stolen
after,
utility
and then
truck.
turned into absolute
Chaos
at the end, Mike.
It did, and we saw that suspect getting loaded into an ambulance, and originally I was sitting here going, okay, I wonder what kind of injuries this person has, and then it's just so many possibilities.
Yeah,
from what this
Unliving
person
Bread
went
came
through.
up with the
But,
Treeroy Jenkins tonight. Shout out to Treeroy Jenkins.
A dog bite, all sorts of things.
Yeah, is there any traffic left over on the 91 freeway? Because I know that truck was stuck there for a minute.
I think, Des, the 91 West was closed. I don't know.
Oh, if you missed this chase, you missed an all-timer.
At least a portion.
This is, I don't know if it's a Mount Rushmore chase, but it's prisoner of the moment. It sure feels like one.
They were actually able to reopen these lanes pretty quickly. So here's where the crowd, they may have even got the.
All right, Desmond Shaw, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you again. Pursuit suspect taken into custody.
Just cut him off.
Oh boy, what a welcome to LA TV for you tonight, Chauncey. This is KCAL News.
This is his first night on the job, by the way. This is Chauncey's first night. Welcome. Whatever market you came from, I assure you, it is not going to compare to this. Good luck, Chauncey. Chauncey Glover, KCAL's newest anchor, gets his first police chase, and it's an all-timer.
That's right. And tonight, there is also hope.
He's from Houston, Ranger? Yeah, welcome to the Terror Dome, Chauncey. You did great, man. He probably had just wing it. Just wing it. Let's just go with your emotions. First day on the job. We got to interview Chauncey. I've got to get him on stream. I'm going to reach out to Chauncey and see if we can put him on Twitch about this chase, what it was like to commentate it. I'll tag him in the video, in the tweet I'm about to put out. Yeah. The Mount Rushmore of chases is the Compton chase of 2016, the Secret Tunnel, Mr. Invincible, and I don't know if this one is going to beat, like, the Charlotte chase is going to beat the... Man, there's been too many. I got to think about it. But those three are kind of untouchable. Bearcat. There's a couple Bearcat chases, too. Wow. Okay, my heart. I'm planning on going to bed early tonight, too, because I got meetings tomorrow, and that is not going to happen. So I'm going to try and collect my thoughts. Merchandise, top left of your corner. Merch is birdsintheair.com. I need to go turn this into a VOD. Give me a couple of minutes for those of you that missed it, or you have someone that you want to send a replay to. Give me a couple minutes to put it. It'll be in there as a highlight in a past broadcast, and do whatever you want with it. Until next time, my friends, this has been Birds in the Air. See you on the timeline.